It is August 1st, and that means students will be off to college soon. It's a time of new opportunity, but also one that can be hard on parents dealing with the empty nest syndrome. Our 9 News wellness expert and psychotherapist Heather Hans joins us with some advice for parents. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. Nice to see you back.
Thank you so much. And so this can be a hard time for parents. How do they cope when their kids leave for college?
Yeah, so it's really important to remember that empty nest syndrome is not a clinical diagnosis, and that grief and loss, unfortunately, are parts of big life transitions like this. And this one is about learning how to love your kids from afar. And it can happen even when you still have other children at home. So it's totally normal to worry about their well-being, but if you've strived to be a conscious parent, it's best to trust that they'll be able to solve their own problems. And that's really how they learn and grow. And this can be a time of great joy for parents after the empty nest syndrome because they get to reconnect with themselves and often with each other.
Yeah. And if you are grieving, what's a good way to boost your spirits?
Sure. So I'd say the first thing is enjoy your freedom and do some hobbies. Hobbies are so important that researchers have found that it's beneficial for therapists to recommend them to their clients. And empty nesters have the time. So there's really no limit. It could be exotic cooking or taking an art or improv class or reading, joining a fitness group, doing a side passion business. And then also with this new time, you'll be able to focus on self-care. The research shows that when the grief phase passes of the empty nest syndrome, there's this period of great joy and relief because you get to focus more on caring for yourself. So that could mean cooking your own types of meals or planning more trips, going to bed earlier, updating your wardrobe, nurturing your spiritual life, even decluttering your home. And then one last tip is to support your kids to succeed in college because they're going to be learning so many new things, from how to study well, to eating right, to managing their budget and learning how to do relationships. So call and check in on them regularly and give them little tips. The research shows that what's most beneficial for homesickness is creating new routines and also new communities like spiritual communities on campus or work study programs. There's tons of clubs and activities. And then you also want to connect them with the counseling center for their own mental health needs.
Yeah, really good advice there, Heather. And typically in your experience, how long does this syndrome typically last?
Good question. It usually lasts for anywhere from a few months up to a year, but it can start as an anticipatory response while your kids are still in high school. I'm actually going through that myself. And there are grief and loss counselors as well as therapists who specialize in life transitions that can provide support. But just remember that joy is on the other side of this process and that parents are definitely not alone here.
Yeah. All right, Heather, thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.